from Barefoot Bay. They're the umpires for today's Canadian-American game. Hey guys. Hi Mom. Say hi kids, or hi kids.
Hi Dad.
Yeah.
All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to a very special day in the Bay. We have a twofer today. We've got our annual Canadian United States softball game. It will be a 9-inning affair. And we're also going to pay tribute to the memory of one of our ball players who was a really superhuman being, and that was Jack Buchanan. Now, I knew it was going to be a special day, so I did something I've never done before. I went to a hairstylist, and he charged me $40, but it was worth it. It really was worth it. Now, I knew Jack for 13 years, and never once in those 13 years did he ever say anything bad about anyone. Let me repeat that. It's worth repeating. He never, in 13 years, to my knowledge, never said anything bad about anybody. There's very few people, including myself, that can make that statement for themselves. He had a brief conversation with him about that, and I said to him, you know, Jack, every time I mention somebody, you say you like him. I said, do you like everybody? Isn't there somebody you don't like? I said, how about Anthony Florio? Do you like him? He said, yeah. He says, I like him as much, if not more, than anybody else. Jack would see the good in people, and I think he was a little saintly in that regard. He was an outstanding athlete. In high school, he played football, basketball, and baseball in the Philadelphia area. And he went to the University of Georgia and was their second baseman. And he also was a golfer. He was a really, really good golfer. The one thing you'll want to think about in golf is to shoot your age. When he was in his 80s, he shot his every time he went out there. And one time at Sebastian, when he was 89 years old, he shot a 79.
Wow.
I mean, he was incredible. If I was going to write a book about him, I'd say I'd entitle it "Nice Shot, Jack," because every time you went out with him, you'd have to say that about 10 or 15 times. He was really, really something. Now, I always thought we should do something for him, and it was up to one person to come through with an idea, and he had it engraved. He did the whole thing himself pretty much, and he is our umpire in chief, and one well-respected person in the softball world here, and that is Joe Drozen. Joe.
Thank you, Bob. I'm going to try and keep. Is this on now? Okay. You hear me?
No, it's off now.
I'm going to try and keep this thing as short as I possibly can, but I can't do it without saying a few good words about Jack. Was together in this softball league with Jack for 19 years. His entire 19 years. I never once had the privilege of being on the same team with Jack. That's the only regret that I have. But I will tell you, I can echo some of the sentiments that Bob just mentioned, that all the years that I umpired here in this league, I never heard Jack say one detrimental word about one of his teammates missing a play, missing a throw, or whatever. He would always turn and say, good try, we'll get it the next time. Now, some of us should think about that. We never want to belittle another player on this field. And Jack and I talked about this. Jack said to me, I said, Jack, I never hear you say anything bad about a player. And he turned to me and he said, Joe, he said, look at it this way. There's nobody that goes out on that field to deliberately make an error or make a mistake. There's nobody except that player that feels bad about doing something wrong. They already know it. So just keep that in mind, guys, when we're playing the game. Let's give our guys a little bit of a pat in the back and say, good try, guy. It's only a game. You know, I call this Senior Little League. Senior Little League. Think about that. You got a bunch of grown men trying to do things today that they did years ago as Little Leaguers. So that's my idea as far as changing the name of this league. Now, let me get back to Jack for a minute. Was Jack a superstar in this league? Well, let me just say a few words, and I took these right from his obituary, so I have to read this. I don't have my reading glasses, so I might get it wrong, but I'm going to echo some of the sentiments that were written in Jack's obituary, the things that Jack did to make a special person in our league. He played for 19 years. Jack was one of 3 individuals who played in the league up until his 90th year. Just about a year ago, we sang happy birthday to Jack on his 90th birthday, right here behind the screen. There were 2 other individuals that played to their 90 years that are no longer with us, and that's Chet Perkowski and George Watson. So Jack joined a group, made it a threesome. I don't know what that means, but he made it a threesome. All right.
Bet you don't.
Now, Jack sent me a message prior to today, and he said he really had hoped to be here, but he had unfortunately made other plans before he found out about the dedication that we were going to be doing today. He said he was having a party, and he said he heard something about there was a softball game here today. And he said he got together with several of his friends up there, and they're going to sit down, they're going to drink, be merry, be happy. And he gave me a couple of names of the guys that are going to be there. Now, some of you people probably don't even know who they are. But he told me that Chet was going to be there, George Watson was going to be there, Cliff Gallant was going to be there, Jerry Kane, Jim Simmons, and Frank Ugenti. And he said the door's open for anybody else that wants to come to the party. So I'm not ready to go to the party, and hopefully there's nobody else here that wants to go to the party. So they're here. They're going to enjoy the game just as much as everybody else out here in the stands. Now, what were just some of Jack's accomplishments in the league? Jack was never a super all-star. In all of his 19 years, I don't ever remember Jack hitting a ball for a home run over the fence. But what did Jack do when he was here? Well, if I can find it here on my notes. He was named Sportsman of the Year in 2010, 2011. He was sports writer for the league for 15 years. He was secretary for 3 years and oversaw the Sportsman and Service Award for 12 years. And in his last year as a player, he played on the championship team and he played first base. So these are some of the accomplishments that Jack accomplished in his tenure here as a player. So today it's my pleasure to introduce Jack's nephew, who's joining us today. Unfortunately, his wife Gail is in the hospital. She couldn't join us. But Joe McKenna, Jack's nephew, is here. Joe, come up here, please. And without further ado, I want to present this bench. Can I cover it? to Joe in Jack's memory, and it simply reads, Jack Buchanan, enjoy the games. In Jack's memory, this bench is being presented to the Senior Softball League and will be put over here behind the first base dugout, and it will be affixed there permanently as a reminder. Jack will be with us, and he's going to enjoy the games. Now, one last question that I have. Are there any Canadians here today? How about US? I think somebody might be a little bit outnumbered here today. But without further ado, we're going to get going here. We're going to place the bench over on this parking spot over here behind first base dugout. And let's get together, guys, and let's play a game, and let's have a lot of fun.
All right, Joey.
Thank you.
Very nice, Joe.
When they sit down here, I want you to get the picture from the newspaper.
Now?
Line up. All right, Canadians, as you line up down the third base line, Americans will line up down the first base line for the national anthem. Pledge allegiance to the national anthem.
Go stand behind me.
I'm going to leave my hat on this time. I got my crew cut.
That's a nice shirt.
I think we used this from last year. I think the guy was showing them, the Phantom Sports guy. You ever been to his shop?
No.
In the Todd down there in the
Just
beer.
when he was here.
I'm
I like it. I like it, man.
the Tommy look.
I like that.
Next thing you know, my shoulders fall off.
I was hoping you were coming over there. I need some help.
That's be fine.
I do have a chair, I found out.
Oh, right.
So I'm going to need the surgery. So I'm going to be like, what's his name? His arm sling by the scoreboard there.
Pete.
Okay, if everyone would rise and remove their hats for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Except for me, they want me to put mine on.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to lead off with the Canadian National Anthem. We have the Celine Dion of Canada singing Charlene Coach.
Oh, I should probably get that on.